Hey everybody, welcome. We are still currently in cycle 12, and I know you're probably like, what the hell? Aren't you supposed to be on your AF? Well, I will give you guys a big, not really a big, but just, I just want to explain some things to you guys. I really didn't want to do this video because I really wanted to wait until I was completely 100% sure, especially because of what happened last cycle. I didn't want to jump the gun too much, but since I feel like I have good reason to jump the gun, and I'll just explain everything from start to finish, and then once we do find out on Saturday, then I will make a very small, very short video with the whole pregnancy test thing, and then we'll just go on from there. So this could possibly be my last TTC vlog. Yes. Okay, let me explain some things to you guys. Now, I know you guys saw my last vlog where I started taking the I started drinking the fertility, and it's in the kitchen. And if you don't really remember what it looks like, go to my last video, and I'll have it in, my next video when I do a review on the fertility next week. And so, all right, so we're going to go back to October. I have my calendar. Everybody that's TTCing should have a calendar. And so I have to keep track of everything. So when I go to my first doctor's visit, I will be bringing this calendar. Not gonna think I am nuts. But anyway, aside from all of that, now how I count my cycles, some people may disagree, but it has worked perfectly as far as finding out when AF or predicting when AF is going to arrive, and I haven't been too far off. Now, what I've been doing is I count my cycle when I start to spot. As soon as I see pink, whether it's when I wipe and I see a little pink, that's my period has started as far as I'm concerned. And I do that for a reason, because I'm one of those people that I spot forever. I'll spot for like 3 or 4 days, and then the floodgates will open. Then for like 2.5 days, and it'll taper off and be done. And so my period lasts longer than I thought it than most people think, but it's not so much of a big deal because I spots forever before it actually starts flowing. And so that's what I did last cycle. Last cycle was extremely long, and so I saw pink on October 13th, and so I counted that as cycle day 1. I started taking the fertility on October 24th, and that was I was on cycle day 12, and that was my second day of ovulation, I believe, because they give me like a few days of like your most fertile times based on the how long your cycle lasts each month. And so I was supposed to be ovulating between the 23rd and the 23rd and the 27th. And so when I got the fertility in the mail, I started on 3 cups. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I started drinking 3 cups right offhand. Now, after the ovulation was over, I reduced my cups to 2. I did 1 for breakfast, and then I drank 1 for dinner time, or before I went to bed. Now, let's fast forward to Monday. Monday was cycle day 23. I was HDPO. Monday, I was hanging out with my mom, and we were just like talking or whatever, and I was thinking to myself like, man, since I've been drinking the tea, and I've been doing like a ton of research as well because I wanted to try. There's an ingredient in the tea called Vitex, and they do sell pure Vitex pills. And so I went on YouTube. You can go to YouTube, as well, and look it up. There's a ton of videos on Vitex. And I also Googled Vitex, and it's like extremely, it helps out with, your progesterone levels. If you're one of those people who have low progesterone, it helps you increase that so that you can get pregnant and you can maintain your pregnancy throughout the first trimester. If that's something of a concern. And so I thought that was kind of like interesting. And I was looking at a couple of videos where some young ladies were having issues with their periods. Now, I've never had an issue with my period. My period is like the moon. The moon is going to come up in the sky every single evening. My period is coming. So I didn't have that issue. Everybody who had taken Vitex had the PCOS, the PCOS. I don't think I have that because I have a very regular cycle. And so they were saying, this one lady was saying that when she started on the Vitex, she got her cycle back. She only was getting like her cycle like twice a year, some craziness like that, or once or twice a year. And the first month she started taking the Vitex, she got her cycle. And then by the third month, she was pregnant. And then she stopped taking it. And she has since gone on with her pregnancy and has had a healthy baby. And so I was like, oh, okay. And so she said that she was kind of nervous about taking the Vitex while she was pregnant. So she weaned herself off. She was doing a ton though. And she was taking like 3 pills in the morning and 3 pills at night. And I was like, and then she was taking like a whole shitload of like vitamins and stuff. Like, that's why you got pregnant, because you just had all this stuff. She was taking a lot of like supplements. I'm not a big pill person, and so I would just have to dig deep to do all of that. She was really like determined, and she ended up getting pregnant. And so what she did is that she kind of like weaned herself off. She went from like 3 pills to 2 to 1, and then she tapered off, and she ended up having a nice healthy pregnancy. So I was like, oh well, shit, I'm gonna try that. If the fertility didn't really work or whatever. And they sell the Vitex pills at Whole Foods, and there's a Whole Foods not too far by my house. And so I was like all ready to go, like, come on AF, this was Monday, come on AF, let's go, so I can be done with it, and I can go get the Vitex over the weekend. So anyway, and I was gonna tell y'all all about it. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, now you guys know I always tell you that a week before my cycle comes, I always get pimples. Not many, just maybe 1, 2 big old juicy beautiful zits on my face, somewhere on my cheek, my chin, or my forehead, but it's always in this region around here. And my skin was just like perfect, like just no bumps, no nothing. And I was like, okay. And then with the fertility, with the Vitex and the fertility, Vitex does reduce the symptoms of PMS. It reduces PMS acne, and like a whole bunch of stuff that it, kind of helps subside those different PMS symptoms. So I was like, well, maybe the tea is actually, keeping me from getting this. So I was like, okay, all the best. That's perfect. And so, and if I didn't have to go through any kind of, heavy cramping, because it's another thing too, it, helps the cramping as well. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to drink this tea straight through my cycle, my new cycle when it comes or whatever. So I was ready for it, So by Monday, I was getting a little antsy, and I'm not even going to play, because I started to get nauseous. And so I was like, man, it was just weighing heavy on me, like, and I have the digital test, and you can, test up from 5 days before your missed period. And so I said, well, I was like cycle day, 24? What was cycle day 24? Tuesday? Yeah, it was cycle day 24. it was probably too early. I was at 9 DPO. So I was like a day away because my period comes always either on cycle day 26 or no later than cycle day 28. That's the latest. So I was like, well, let me try. So I did. I wasted a digital test, and it came up negative, and I was like, oh crap. So I was like, but you know what? I wasn't even sad about it. Like, I was not sad. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. It's too early. And so, I mean, I'm usually like really distraught when I take tests. That's why I don't test. And so I was like, well, whatever. So my whole attitude was just like, psh, you know. So then Tuesday, which was yesterday, I mean, I got full-fledged nausea. Just like, we're not talking about what I usually get, which is like, you know, the faint nausea feeling. It was like nausea to the point where I had to like take a seat and just take deep breaths just to keep from vomiting. Like, it was so strong. I was like, what the hell? And then I started getting happy. I was like, oh my God, I might be pregnant. I might be pregnant, Jesus. I might be, you know? And so I started going online, looking at some videos about morning sickness and, you know, all kind of stuff. Look, I ain't gonna be one of those people complaining about jack, because as long as I'm feeling some kind of symptoms, I know I'm still pregnant, you know, you know, whatever. I don't want to say too much because I don't know yet. And so I just want to feel all the symptoms. I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to be too much whining about nothing. As long as I feel symptoms, I know we're moving in the right direction. So, I mean, yesterday was crazy nuts because I went to sleep, and when I woke up, it was just like this, like, I couldn't control it, like this strong feeling of like tiredness. Like, I just could not wake up. Like, I was just like, please, like, it was like pulling me back to sleep. I was just like, I was extremely sleepy. Like, what the hell is going on? I was like deeply, deeply sleepy. Like, you know, that intense tiredness. I was like, well, what the hell? And then when I finally did get up, I was just like beyond nauseous. So what I was doing, I felt kind of bad because I had been like laying around all day. So I said, well, let me just try to clean up. And it was horrible. Let me tell y'all, it was horrible. I was so sick. I had to take, like, because what I do, I don't just like clean around stuff. I have to pull everything out. And so I was like pulling everything out of the bathroom. I was cleaning off the cleaning products, like, you know, the can of stuff was dusty. I would wash it off and I'll sit down for a little bit. Get up, mop, sit down for a little bit. Get up, scrub the tub, rinse it out, sit. It was just, I had to do stuff in doses because it was just like, I had this like crazy, and then I started drinking water, and that didn't help. It just made it worse. And I was like, oh, Jesus, yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. I was just thanking him the whole way, like, Lord, please let it be. And of course, I'm peeing every 5 seconds. So every time I pee, I'm wiping, and I'm like, yes, no pink. And so later on that evening, I was just like, I was really, really sick. And so I told my husband, he was like, baby, don't get your hopes up high. I was like, okay, fine. He didn't really want to hear it because he was just like, don't do this to yourself, and then your period comes and then you piss. And so, but I don't care. In the back of my, I'm gonna always be excited because you never know. From month to month, there's always a possibility that you may conceive that cycle. So whatever, I'm just enjoying the symptoms and hopefully it comes out. So usually whenever I test, I think I jinx my period, and which has happened last time when I took a test. My cycle came the very next day without question, and I was like, oh, bitches. But this time I'm straight, like no pink, no nothing. And today I'm officially a day late, and so I'm on cycle day 27. This is 12 DPO, and so I am officially late. And so I'm not gonna take a test until Saturday morning, and then I'm gonna upload a video for you guys, showing you whatever the results are. And so I'm pretty excited. I did not want to make this video because I was like, I don't want to get their hopes up high, and then, if AF is like super late or whatever the case may be. And so, if I am, the first day of my last period was October 13th. And so that would make me, next Tuesday is the 13th of November, so I'll be a month. So I don't know, this may be my last TTC vlog, but I don't know, we'll see, I hope. And I ain't gonna leave y'all if it is, because it's a lot of just a lot of information out there that could benefit all of us. But anyway, I'm excited, y'all. I'm nauseous as hell right now, and I'm glad. Just stay nauseous, because I'm telling you, I'm gonna be like the weirdest pregnant person on the planet, I promise you. Because as long as I feel any kind of symptoms, I know I'm in the clear, and I know I'm doing good. So I don't know, y'all keep me in your prayers, and keep us in your prayers. It is so cold down here in Miami, honey. It's like 52 degrees. Like, what the hell? I know probably where you guys are, y'all probably like, oh, that ain't nothing. But for people that have summertime almost all year round, 52 degrees is ridiculous. Get away cold. Now, I can do 68. 68, like the low 60s. Give me that. But this 50 business, y'all can keep that 50. But I hope you guys are doing well. And yeah, so I couldn't even pay attention to the damn president election, honey. I was just like, they were saying Obama. I was like, no BFB. I mean, no AF, no AF. I had to change that, get my little letters. Like, no AF. That's what I was saying. I wasn't paying attention to nobody. But yeah. So y'all pray for me. And I hope it is, and if it is, I'll be making an appointment. Well, I probably won't make an appointment. I just show up, honey. That's how we do things around this piece. We show up. I'm gonna go to Planned Parenthood on Monday, most deaf, and get the pregnancy confirmed, and then go on, from there, wherever they send me to, wherever they send me from there. And then I'll, of course, make a vlog probably the next day and let you guys know what the haps is. So y'all pray that I get my BFP. It's a very good possibility. This may be our month. And so the fact that AF has not come and I'm officially a day late, we're at cycle day 27, I'm cool. So if we get past this day, it's like every day we get past with no AF, is a green light in our favor. So we're excited. My husband is not excited because he just wants to see a positive pregnancy test. He don't want to hear about no symptoms. He don't want to hear jack. He just wants to see a positive pregnancy test, and I'm hoping that we can get that for him. So I will see you guys Saturday. God's willing, life lasts. Keep me in your prayers. I'm gonna be on my knees every night, hoping that this is a little bun in the oven. And I thank you guys for all your support. This is why I made this video, because I got to keep you guys informed, and you guys are so supportive. I want to keep y'all in the loop, but I just want to make sure I'm doing everything decently and in order, because I don't want to give anybody any false sense of anything. And I don't do all that pretend stuff. I tell y'all the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but. But anywho, I'll see y'all guys Saturday. All right, pray y'all. I'm excited. Bye.